For most people out there, these type of moments, these type of highlights are the blips on the radar of our career. If you were to zoom out, look at the timeline of your life, of your training life, these type of moments when we hit PRs, a lot of people would say these are the blips on the radar. These are the big deflections on the graph that we see. You know, lots of serotonin release, lots of happy hormones. But for me, I feel like I'm a bit different when it comes to this. A lot of people have said to me, Ivan, you hit PRs and you don't sound or look happy. For me, it's not so much that it's a happy feeling. It's more of a relief type of sensation that I feel. Because for me, the real winning moments, the real blips on the radar happen way before this. For me, the blip on the radar for this period of training came probably 2-3 weeks ago when I came up with a high rep training approach. When something clicked in my brain and I kind of had this epiphany, had this click moment, had this aha moment in my brain, and I kind of put two dots together and I realized that this was the way forward. That to me is the blip on the radar. This, what we're seeing here, is just the expression of those thoughts. This is something that I've tried to explain to a lot of people, both in my private life and also online on this channel, is that I'm basically addicted, not so much to the destination. Like these type of events today are destination type events. For me, it's the journey that I'm hooked on. It's the understanding, it's that feeling that I've worked something out. I'm onto something. This moment today is basically an expression of I'm onto something. I felt poppy today because what I did in the last 3 weeks. This is like, it's a relief that those moments, those thoughts that I had 3 weeks ago have come true, and I've kind of solidified some of these thoughts that I had. I've kind of made them true. That to me is the happy moment. You know, when I first came up with this idea, I'm like, made that video, I'm definitely onto something here, guys. Definitely feel like I'm onto something here. And today's video is kind of like the expression of that feeling that I'm onto something. But I felt like I was onto something. The blip on the radar was 3 weeks ago. So a lot of times when I hit PRs, I remember when I hit 210, I was like yelling, screaming, and saying all sorts of words in Serbian. And a lot of people were like, man, you look pissed off. I mean, everyone has different reactions to some of these moments. I don't like going into PRs angry, upset, exhibiting these external signs that something is happening within my body. I just talk to my brain and I keep internalizing everything. And so the moment I squatted 212 kilos, 0.5, today when I got up, I was like thinking about that moment 3 weeks ago when I sat there and I was like, man, it's the damn high reps. They're making me feel different. And I had this feeling deep down inside me that this is the way forward, man. And then I went back to the training log and I'm looking back as far as freaking 2 years. And I'm like, man, there is a common thread here. There is a common thread. And it's directly opposite to what the majority of people out there tell you. Block periodization. Start with 20s, work to 15s, then to 10s and 8s and 6s. Triples, doubles, ones. And that's what people used to tell me. This is what I believe. This is the literature that I read until I got exposed to the Bulgarians, the Pavel Tsatsoulians of the world, and some of these guys who were like, not necessarily, man. You work with your biology. Don't force this mechanical structure on top of something that is in flux. So we think we can play God. We think that we can map out how we're going to feel, how our social life is going to go, how all these hormonal things are going to go. We think we can do that. Of course, we've had a lot of results, but deep down in myself and in the life that I live, young family, lots of responsibilities there, night shifts, nursing, stress. Yesterday I did freaking CPR for 4 rounds on a fellow that was very, very young, passed away. It's been on my mind. How many points of recovery did that take with me? You know, young guy. I went home thinking about him, you know. How many points did that take? How the hell do you periodize for that shit? How do I program a resus like that in the next training cycle? How do I do that? I'm not a professional athlete. I don't have these, you know, athlete camps that I go to. I go to a camp before I fight in UFC and no one can talk to me. The wife can't talk to me. The kids can't see me. No, it's just training. 3-4 weeks before the fight. I don't have a life like that, man. I'm just a normal freaking dude in a garage doing his business. And yes, I'm carrying that whole resource in my mind and replaying it, all the steps that I took, all the kind of all the stimulus in the back of my mind. I'm thinking about that, and I'll lie to you if I didn't think about that during this training session. How many recovery points is that taking? My point is that biology is strange. It's strange, and for me, after 900 days, and yes, I take a bit of slack from some of you guys who are like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. For me, 900 of these days are recorded in my training log, and I can go back whenever I want, and I can study and look for patterns, look for common threads, which I can extrapolate into the current training thought, training cycle, training period, and I can kind of match up some of these successful dots into a really big peak. And every single time I've done high rep squatting, it's come good, man. It's come good. I can't explain to you, man. If I was going to peak for a damn show tomorrow or for a meet, I'll be doing sets of 50 there. Call me an idiot. I want to do sets of 50 because in my training life, every time I've done that, I've felt the best and I've exhibited the most strength. Now, how does that make sense? I've not done doubles, triples. I've done nothing. I've just do singles as much as I can. And all of my training volume is like sub freaking 30% weight. Sub 40% weight. He works for me, man. He works for me. And here you go. Here you go again. Today I hit 212.5 kilos. And I did not plan it. What I wanted to do today is, I felt poppy. I felt good. I felt kind of slept well. Took my boy to school, and it was just me and my daughter at home. We had a bit of a nap on the couch. It was just a chill out session. And then when my wife go back from home, I basically went straight to the gym. So I felt kind of like really rested, physically at least, maybe not so much mentally. I just thought, like always, let's just start with front squats. Let's prioritize that. It only makes sense to start off with something that you want to prioritize, that you want to focus on. Front squats have been a very, very key component to my current thinking. And I loaded 180. I basically hit 2 PRs in the last 7 days when it comes to front squats. I hit 170, 175. Today I hit 170 again. I thought, man, that moved pretty well. I loaded 180 and I failed it. But I tried something different today that maybe in the previous days I haven't done. I widened my stance. So a lot of you fellas have said, you got to stay more upright, man. There's too much demand on your upper back. When you're doing these damn front squats, you can't be loading the upper back that way. And so I took that advice from you guys. And yes, I watched a lot of videos from some of these greats that we look up to when it comes to weightlifting, front squatting. And they've got a wider stance than me, and I'm a head taller than some of these guys. So I decided to do that. Feels kind of weird to me, but it felt easier because I was more upright and upper back was chilling. Maybe a little bit harder for my legs because I'm so used to the narrower stance. But it was easier for the upper back. And that's the trade that I'm willing to kind of take because I can't cop it on the wrist anymore, man. Like that 175 that I did, my lord, I almost snapped my damn wrist. Because all of a sudden you take 175 kilos onto your wrist when you kind of get bent forward. And that's not a healthy thing. So a little bit wider stance. I mean, some of you guys are still going to call that really narrow. But it's pretty wide for me. I went down and got up kind of in that sticking point, and I didn't have enough quad strength to push through. But I was really happy that I didn't compromise my upper body positioning. So I think that's something that's kind of worked well. And I'm really hoping to hit 180 in the front squat in the coming days, coming weeks. I feel like it's close. And I'm happy that I tried 180 and felt that. Once I dropped it, I was like, well, that's that. I didn't want to do any volume. And I went to the back squat. And the back squat, like I always say to you guys, after I do front squats, the back squat feels like a damn holiday, man. There is no upper back trouble at all. There's no demand on the upper back. The bar just sits there. It's like a shelf. So, I ran through the weights. I hit 200 and I was really happy with that. Looked at the video and I'm like, damn, man, that looked freaking easy. It felt easy. Then I thought, let's go to 210. I haven't touched 210 for a long time. I've only done 210 a few times, I think, in the last, probably 9 months now. I think it's been 9 months since I last hit. I'll have to look at the journal when the last time I hit that PR of 210. And there was another time that I hit it actually in this gym. I want to say on this rack as well, or it was the one over. So I wanted to hit 210 again. I thought, why don't I just put on a freaking just 2.5 kilos, basically. Add 2.5 kilos and make something out of it. You're not going to feel that. So anyway, I put 210 on and, and a bit more, 212.5. And of course, boom, 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 boom. You're going to die, the world's going to end, blah, blah, blah. 2.5 kilos are going to snap your spine. All of a sudden, the mind gets into it, man. Like, man, this one rep maxing, this idea it's a mental thing, man. It's a mental thing. So I think you need to touch this sort of stuff or close to it just so you tell your brain, chill, man, chill. It's 2.5 extra kilos, man. We're not going to die. The worst thing that can happen is we can dump it behind. So here it is, 212.5. The universal sticking point, I kind of lost my balance there. This is the thing about being scared of a weight. You go to where you want to go, where your body knows it can go. And that for me is sending the bar a little bit forward towards my toes and engaging the posterior chain. I kind of did that. I don't know. I've watched it now several times. You can see the bar goes forward. And then I kind of go to myself, I got this, man. I don't have to freaking deadlift this thing up. And the bar then goes back. And I get it into the squatting kind of bar path instead of the deadlifting bar path, and I'm able to finish it. And it felt good. It felt good when I unracked it. I felt like I had it. And I think that sensation is purely as a result of the front squats. I've been back and forth with this idea. What gives the sensation of, for me at least, what gives the sensation of the bar is light? I've been through many, many different kind of ideas. What actually gives that sensation? I think for me, right now, it's the upper back tightness, it's the upper back strength. Something that the front squats have done for me. So it's not a coincidence that I start hitting front squat PRs and I start hitting back squat PRs. It's because when I walk that sucker out on the back squat, I'm like, this is easy, man. I just had 180 in the front rack, 220 or 212.5. This is a freaking joke. It feels light because I don't have to work with my upper back. So, the front squats, man, if I had to summarize this whole video in a couple of words, it would be front squats and high reps. That is literally the recipe that I'm working with right now. High reps. That's it. Right now I'm doing these Hindu squats, these bodyweight squats for sets of 30. Yesterday I did 5 sets. Basically, every day I'm doing them. Today I did 10 sets of that, after all of this squatting. I did 10 sets of 30, which is a lot of freaking, bodyweight squats. Lots and lots and lots of blood through the glutes, through the quads. Lots of burning, lots of blood. Most people will say that's bodybuilding, that's not strength training. I don't know else what to tell you, man, but this works for me. I honestly don't know what to tell you, and I don't mean to upset anybody. I'm not trying to upset or disprove previous good thinkers in this game. But for me, high reps is what my body wants. High reps is what my body responds to. And once again, the way I hit 200 for the first time was exactly that. I did milk and squats program, kind of like a watered down version that you can fit into a squat everyday program. That's what I did, and that kind of evolved into doing the bar for a set of 50 because I was trying to get to 20 reps with 120 kilos, 130 kilos, 140 kilos. I never got to 140 for 20. But the idea back then was, okay, I need to get better at cardio. I need to get better at breathing under the bar. So I would do stuff like get the bar and do it for a set of 50, set of 60, set of 70. Put on 40 kilos. So 40 kilos and do that for a set of 40. Try and push it to a set of 50. And then like a week or two after that, I hit my first 200 kilo squat. Right now, I'm doing sets of like 300, 400 reps with bodyweight squats. And I hit a PR of 212. I don't know, man. 900 odd days of trying all sorts of things. Some of you guys have watched me for a very long time. I share a lot of stuff with you guys. I basically tell you exactly what I think. I want to share these ideas because I know some of you guys are going to bounce back ideas and it's going to be a brainstorming exercise. I love reading the comments. I'm learning from you guys. It's because of you guys I widened my stance on the front squat, which almost led to a 180 PR on the front squat. This is what I love about this community. And so I share with you guys throw back ideas and I feel like we're all learning. But that's what's working for me. You might be a completely different athlete. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't even know if I have any freaking high fast twitch fibers in my body. How the hell are these High rep sets, man. Stupid volume that I'm doing every day. You know, I am a little bit kind of sore through my glutes and my quads because yesterday I did that and the day before I did that. But it's not slowing me down. I feel strong. I don't know. I don't think I've read anywhere in my time, or I haven't heard anybody say this other than what I'm hearing myself say now. High reps get you stronger. And I'm not talking about high reps that you're going to have to peak 12 weeks from now. I'm saying high reps today. You do today, and then maybe in 2-3 days, once you get acclimatized to all of this stuff, I've been doing it for 3 weeks now. You know, today I did a whole bunch of, yesterday I did 5 sets of 30, lots of reps. Today I come in, I warmed up with, I think 3 sets of 30, I think I did, or 2 sets of 30. Bodyweight squats. Feel good, blood's in there, blood's in my knees, blood's in my hamstrings, blood's in my quads, glutes. I get the bar, I'm like, my God, I feel like I throw this through the ceiling. No one would say to you, do 30, 40 repetitions in a warm-up set and you're gonna do a PR. No one says that. People are like, man, you can't do that stuff. You know, work with doubles, triples, singles. That's the kind of stuff you got to do. That's the strength. Not only does that not work for me, and that's what kind of led me down the whole right hip pain for like months on end, probably a year on end, until I worked out that I need to stop doing this one rep maxing all the time. You know, this is the stuff I used to do like 2 years ago, which led me to the whole hip pain. Work up to training max, 180, bang. Take 10% off, do 10 singles. That gives me a shiver down my spine thinking about that because I can already feel the hip pain coming in from that. There's a lot of tension in that, lots of practicing of heavy ass weight, but your tissue is dying. There is no circulation. There is no chance for these vehicles, these blood cells which are carrying goodness, there's no chance for them to bring building blocks for you to repair and get stronger. I'm not even talking about just the muscle. Ligaments, tendons, joints. Like these guys are not vascular, man. You got to get the blood to them. Set up 30 or 40 or 50 bodyweight squats, man. Bloody beautiful, mate. Bloody beautiful. Happy chappy. Everything's feeling great. Blood. Get some damn blood through those joints. And sets of 1 and 2 and 3 are not going to do anything. Sets of 5, sets of 10, nothing. Sets of 20, 30, now we're getting warm. Now we got a pump. Now we're feeling great. Now there's a whole bunch of blood to repair this stuff. I don't know, man. I'm doing 300 reps of this stuff almost like every other day, and I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling good. My legs are feeling healthy. But if I was to do, I don't know, if I was to do like 10 singles or 15 singles at 80% or 75 or 70%, I'd wake up, my knees would be like on fire, sore, or hip, probably hip. That's what would be sore. Because it's a lot of tension, and you never get a pump doing that. That's the trouble. Anyway, guys, it's a good day today. It's a good day today because I've proven to myself that this high rep business is a legit deal. It's legit, and I'm freaking happy. I'm freaking happy that 3 weeks ago, these two neurons of mine collided and came up with this idea, and I can see the result of this idea today. And that for me, it's a relief because at the time when those two neurons connected, I felt really, really good, really excited. And this is just a relief that I didn't screw myself over again. Because this whole journey is about experimentation. It's all about testing ideas. Many, 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 many times, 9 out of 10 times, 99 out of 100 times, I'm wrong about some of my hypotheses. But this one, man, this one has proven, I've repeated this experiment a few times now with similar results. Very exciting. Thank you to everyone in the comments. I truly mean that. You guys teach me. You guys stimulate my brain. You send me down the right path. You make me brainstorm. You guys brainstorm. So I'm blessed to have you guys. Blessed to have Patreon support as well. You guys are absolute legends. And I guess I'll see you in the comments later on. Peace out, guys.